Let's welcome in North Carolina Congressman, member of the House Budget Committee, Addison McDowell. Great to see you this morning, Congressman. So as you know, Senate Republicans are officially planning to pass additional funding for defense, DHS, potentially even policies, the Save America Act, through a reconciliation bill. So as talks stall again, is this the way to go? Would House Republicans support this with reconciliation?
Well, first off, let's take a step back and look at where we are, because right now we are in a 40-day shutdown that is caused by the Democrats, who are trying to shut the government down because they care more about protecting illegal aliens than they do American citizens. And so right now, I don't care how we pass this,
right,
whether it's through reconciliation, whether it's a straight-up bill, we have to get this done.
So, Congressman, one question I have about reconciliation is that, according to Senate rules, it can only be budgetary. You can't make necessarily policy changes. So, obviously, this is going to come to you in the Budget Committee, obviously your comrades in the Senate. How do you get a photo ID into a budget bill?
Well, yeah, that's the operative question, right? And we have to try to do that. But again, I don't really care how we pass this, because if you take a step back and look at the Save America Act, we are talking about wanting to put policies in place where you cannot cheat to vote, you cannot have men and women's sports, and you cannot mutilate children for transgender ideologies. That we shouldn't even have to pass a law to make that the case. That should just be what we do anyways. But instead, we are forced to do this. And again, I don't care how we do it. We have to get that done.
Yeah, it should be common sense. And as you know, this shutdown is causing a lot of misery at airports across the country. TSA agents facing 6 full weeks without pay. And despite ICE agents there trying to help out some, security lines still have hours-long waits. And tomorrow, Congress going on that Easter recess for 2 weeks. Do you really believe anything will get done before then? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know if something gets done or not, but I think the real thing here is that Democrats are doing this because it's very simple. A couple weeks ago in a hearing, I asked an admiral in the Coast Guard, I said, Admiral Allen, does this make us more or less safe to have the Democrats shut down the Department of Homeland Security? And his response was very simple: less safe. And that's what the Democrats are doing, because they're not just not funding ICE.
Right.
They're not funding the Coast Guard. They're not funding FEMA. They're not funding, obviously, they're not funding TSA. And that's what they're doing, all at the expense of, we want to protect criminal illegal aliens and not American citizens. And if prolonging this shutdown that the Democrats have caused makes American citizens less safe, shame on them. They need to get this done and get it reopened and refunded.
Yeah, before we let you go, Congressman, I got to ask you, maybe on behalf of the American people, can we just not put an end to all of these shutdowns and pass some sort of a permanent continuing resolution that if we don't get appropriations done, the current funding continues? Because I think a lot of Americans are sick of doing this 2-3 times a year.
100%. I am too. And that's, Republicans in the House, we have passed all 12 appropriations bills over to the Senate. It's the Senate where they face some problems. But this should not have been a hard exercise to get done because this was pre-negotiated, and then the Democrats turned their backs on the American people and their safety by prolonging a shutdown that was unnecessary in the first place.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.